Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast, make sure you like this. Hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so glad to be sharing this platform with you. Hello, and thank you. For those of you that are already jumping on, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. This platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Kimberly McDaniel. Kimberly is here today to talk about the importance of forgiving the people of their past and our obligation as parents to do it better than our parents did. Kimberly believes that our life should be a limitless adventure. And with that idea, she will talk about how homeschooling your children can give them a completely different outlook on life. Welcome, Kimberly. Um, one of the things that I love to ask individuals who are our coaches is about belief systems.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel as if in today's society, well, always actually, there are hidden beliefs or limited beliefs that we all have that we don't even know we have.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot of people that don't even know about this. But there are, things that were handed down to us from
Mm-hmm.
society, from our parents, that are keeping us from being able to push forward in our lives. And like you said, like live bigger and be authentic and be as big as life.
Yep.
I'd like to, cue in on your journey and your story and whether or not you had, a couple of or one disempowering belief that stands out and how you've kind of changed it, what you believe now.
I think for me, the first exposure I had to coming outside of the box and thinking, "Wow, I was wrong." Like there's a Arthur Fonzarelli in Happy Days. He's like, "I was like he
Oh,
can't."
oh my gosh, yes.
That's so when
That's good.
when I went to Germany, I'm thinking, I'm still in the World War II post era, that era, and like, Germans and I will tell you, Sabrina, I lived for my first year in I went thinking small
Yeah.
and I'm going to protect myself, all of this, and I know how they are hard and mean and yada yada. Then I get there and I stayed with a German family in their flat in the upstairs apartment, husband, wife, and two children downstairs. They did not speak English. And by coincidence, I did not speak German. But
Wow.
they had, whatever, probably had a relationship with the military, always, put their house out there as an option. They were the nicest people, the nicest people. I remember I had a Cavalier convertible. Love that car. It's my first car, that I was owning on my own. Fantastic car. And it something happened to it where it broke down or something, maybe 2 or 3 miles from their house. So I don't even know how I called them because we didn't even have cell phones. So I got in touch with them somehow. And this Herr Keel comes to my car with his big Mercedes, and he just he's like, "Oh, just move out of the way," kind of thing. And he just took some rope and tied my little car to his big Mercedes and drove it home, just
Wow.
dragged it home.
Wow.
Just like I was so appreciative because when you're in a foreign land and you don't know anybody like that, and who do you call in a situation of emergency? And the
Yeah.
fact that he came and it's no judgment. And that's the other thing, Sabrina, I learned. Man, a smile and a laugh and a
Yeah.
hug, just good. See, that's how you know vibrations are real, right? Because he didn't say in English, "Oh, I'm pleased to help you. It's no worries." But the vibration of protection and
Got it.
caring, and I got you, and you're not by yourself. That just wore me over, And then, of course, it's like, "Oh, Germany is great," and it was, it really was. But guess what? It always was. Like it had always been great. I just didn't know it. I took my
Yeah.
glasses. Oh, look at this beautiful country and these cool people. And that was a very good lesson for me to take anywhere. And so I went to Panama after that. That was my next assignment. Same thing. I did speak Spanish, but that was really another superb situation. And my biggest takeaway is that just love people. Just
Yeah.
love people. Like they just happen to be on different continents, but like everybody, that's the thing that really got me into coaching. Like when I was in Germany, when I was in Panama, I traveled to Costa Rica and other places. Like, wow, look at that mom who wants safety and health and education for her children, and a husband who wants safety for his family and food. Like we just all want the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's no mystery. We all want the same stuff: happiness,
Absolutely.
joy, passing on a legacy, a roof over our heads, food in our bellies, fun at the park on Sundays. Like, why can't we just do that?
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, that's my thing. Just once I move past people are people. People is a three lines. People always equal three. People always equal people. That's my takeaway from that. That I will always keep with me, especially now as I see people coming to the U.S. Whether I live in Florida now. But when I was in Maryland, there were people who came into Maryland, people now come to Florida. I am always intrigued and amazed and overly hospitable to them.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from Lithuania. Tell me about that. If I ever travel to Lithuania, tell me the one thing that I should, like I want people to feel welcome because I know what it's like to be in a place where no one's taking time. Man, people don't even take time in America to see how you're doing. If you're moving through the streets of Panama, no one's going to talk to you. So I do like to get into people's stories of all the places you could have come to in the US. You came to Baltimore? How
Mm.
did that happen? And they love to tell their story, and I love to hear it. So,
Yes.
yeah, knowledge is great. Yeah,
Agree. Agree. I
yeah.
want to quickly give a shout out to those that are watching live. I so appreciate you being here and supporting us. We're almost at an hour, and you guys are hanging out with us, hopefully eating some food or drinking something delicious while you hang out with Kimberly and I. So I so appreciate you being here and supporting us. Kim, since we have an audience here that's obviously aligning with what you're saying, I would love for you to kind of tell us what you do. Tell us your business, your coaching, just so that we
Sure.
can have a better idea of whether or not this is something that we'd be interested in linking up with.
Absolutely. So I am a life coach. My company is called Vibrant Life Coaching. And what I've done is I've moved from that platform to giving people options. I have a Facebook group called When Women Soar. And I gave it that name because I believe that when women soar, everybody wins, right? If the woman who is typically the nurturer and the one that people hear the voice from all the time in the household, the children, even the spouse, we're the ones who are pouring life. So if we're on our game, guess what? Everyone else gets to fly high too. But if we're not, if we're down here, then you get the result. So my goal is to help women to recognize soaring women and to help them to soar and to edify them and to speak life into them and to give them hope and to give them solutions and options. So on my Facebook page, which is a private page, When Women Soar, that's what we do. We talk about it. We give options. I offer coaching sessions on there. My coaching sessions you'll see are on, you can see vibrantlifecoachingpro.com. And I do one-on-one. I have a couple of situations where I've done group training. Kind of have to see how post-COVID goes back in face to face with people. And I write, man. I write. Oh my goodness, I just wrote a book, just released a book yesterday called God's Solution for Anxiety. And I know pre-COVID, people just have that anxious spirit, which I think is chaining. It puts you in a prison. It locks you down. And I want people to come out of that. And there are solutions to do that. So I'm solutions based. I have a book on my website about homeschooling. I know it's not a journey for everyone, so I suggest you read the book and see, hey, what is the real deal? Because as much as I'm like, oh, it's so great, it's work.
Yeah.
I can't pretend that it's not. It is work, and it's an investment. People would say to me, oh, it's such a sacrifice. And I say, oh, I use the word sacrifice and investment very precariously. To me, it's a sacrifice if I'm getting nothing out of it. I invested into my three children. We did, myself and my husband, invested. Homeschooling is an investment because we're getting huge benefits from them having a balanced, holistic life, big life. So there's a book about homeschooling and other things, emotional intelligence. I believe that you really can go only as far as you know yourself to be. So if you are clueless about, you don't know how to read a room, you go into a place and you're loud and proud or whatever, versus listening, hearing people.
Yeah.
You will gain more by hearing people and hearing their needs and then commenting and then interacting than you would just going in with demands.
I
Like I
agree.
said earlier, people just want to be seen. That looks like hearing, and I want to position people to be in the on the offense, to be proactive. And one last thing I'll say, you mentioned forgiveness. Forgiveness is such and I talk about this in my coaching as well. Forgiveness that I love to focus on is forgiveness of yourself. I believe that everyone does and or did the best that they knew how, given the information that they had at the time. And even in making bad choices, that does not mean a lifetime of like those oxen carry those big sticks on their back. It's like you ain't nobody want time for that. Get the stick off. Move forward, go higher, vibrate higher, because for unforgiveness of yourself will keep you enchained. And I
Yeah.
just want people to be free. So I talk about freedom. What does that look like? Because it's a concept, but what does that look like in my
Yeah.
choices? What are my responses? How do I talk to people? How do I give of my abundance? How do I create an abundance? So having those real conversations is what I like to do. Helping people move from point A to point B. I'm so excited to get a new client in the area of writing a book. This is a great example. She's we laughed about this. She's a wannabe author, and we talked about that. I said, "Oh, stop calling yourself wannabe. I am an author. I'm an
Yes.
author about to launch my first book. So now let's say, how do we deal with that? What are the steps?"
Yeah.
Right. So that's the conversation. Here I am. This is where I want to be. Okay, great. What are the steps? And guess what? Coach Kim is going to keep you accountable because remember, I am a former captain, so I'm very disciplined
Yes.
and I like to give measurable tasks so we can say, did you do it? Yeah. See how small this box is? It's only big enough for a check or an X. No room for excuses. It's just that's
Yes. Oh,
so
I love that.
I would love to invite people to get a little pamphlet that I wrote called Everybody Needs a Coach, just a free gift. Because again, going back to isolationism, I don't want people to think that they're by themselves, right? So a coach, yes, I'm very this, but I'm also like this huge cheerleader. I'm like your celebration partner, right? So that's what I want because when people even do something little or big, to notice, that encourages them to do it again and again and again. So that's I'm that person, the pom pom, the disciplinarian, the celebration person, and because I think all moves forward are worthy of celebration.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
how can I can give you a text number that people can text me, or how can
What's
I,
the number? I can put it up on the screen.
it's 443 415 0033. 443-415-0033.
Okay, I didn't get any of it. Go ahead.
443
Okay.
415-0033.
Text. What do they need to say in the text?
They just need to text the words Sabrina Victoria.
Love it.
If they do that, then I will send them a free guide on the importance. So you can be like Tiger Woods. So you can be like Beyonce. Like, right? Like these people have coaches. They are not playing. They are
Yeah.
serious. They want results. So if you're somebody who wants results, send me a text and I will send you some things you'll be like, you'll read, I'm telling you, you're gonna be able to be like, yeah, yeah. It'll be so clear to you. And I want you to win. And I don't want anybody to be in this same place on what, March 15th, 2023.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about? Like,
Yeah.
let's move forward. So thank you for allowing me to share those things, Sabrina. I appreciate it.
Of course. Of course. What does success mean to you?
Success means understanding your purpose. You know, one word that I've newly associated with that is enlightenment. Like you get it, you know why you're here. Because when you know all the stuff that comes up against you, you literally can say, wait a minute, is this pushing me towards my goal or is it trying to pull me away from it? And you'll have that discernment to know and to realize and the courage to say, yeah, I'm not can't do that right now. I'm going this way. You're trying to derail me. That's success when you know what your track is and
Yeah.
you are on it unapologetically and you're like, hey, anyone else on it, because just because I'm on it doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I'm being perfected in the track. So yeah, that's the journey.
It's great.